So the season has finally drawn to a close, Kenny. Another failed season, unfortunately. We've been bored for a large part of it. We have had some highlights. That's about all we can take out of it. Real Madrid, Man City, PSV. Other than that, the warning signs have been there for a number of years now. And the fact that summer window last year, we signed two defensive-minded players, one of which is now our striker. The manager's waffling about injuries left, right, and centre. Is whinging about red cards. No accountability. Yeah, Josh Kroenke was sat next to him today. Didn't see him talking to each other. Berta was sat on his phone. The whole hierarchy were there, and they didn't look impressed with what we were doing. And I said to the lads, we'll skank this at the end. I said, we'll get a goal. We'll skank this. 20 minutes ago, I said, we'll skank this. Yeah, this is what we do, Kenny. We skank a win. Yeah, it's not like we're battering teams. Yes, we battered Man City. Cool. We battered Real Madrid. Cool. Ultimately, it led to nothing, Kenny. And we're sitting there watching our women's team yesterday go and do the incredible, because that was incredible. That's like beating Anfield at 89, Liverpool. Yeah, because that achievement was just a joke, mate, what they'd done yesterday. They had no right to win that game. And the fact that I got more joy out of watching them yesterday than I have in any game this season for the men's sums up our season, right? And you've been going, Kenny. You must have been even more bored.
Well, the thing about it is that this is just, in a day, I beseech and I encourage every Arsenal fan that rather than waste your time doing speculation about who we're going to buy, about what Berto's role is, if you have any decency, you have to spend at least all week doing your podcast. You've got to review the season. You've got no excuses. The season's over now. You've got to talk about everything that's happened in the season. Regardless whether it's good, bad, or ugly, you've got to talk about how we performed in the FA Cup. You've got to talk about how we performed in the League Cup. The Champions League, you've got to talk about, but the league has got to be the main bulk of your arguments. You have to do end-of-season reviews. And it's going to make some very, very painful reading for the football club. The fact is that, there's a lot of not garbage going about by a lot of our fans, slagging off Liverpool because they only got 84 points. Don't kid yourselves. Let's face it. We got 74 points, which was 15 points more than less than last season, 10 points less than 2 seasons before when we actually challenged for the league. And I use that term very loosely. Let's not forget that we have to look at the fact that Liverpool won the title 4 weeks ago, beating Tottenham 5-1. They didn't have to win all their games. They rightly so, went to Dubai, got absolutely hammered with their family, spent some family time, and relaxed and took their foot on the gas because guess what? They didn't need to do it. They didn't have any Champions League games left. The league was done. So Arsenal fans, don't look for any little bits of encouragement. In terms of where we go from here, well, you have to. I've said it many times. I said it to me, spoke to my brother, I spoke to some friends. I don't want to go and enter debates where people are saying, well, what if Arteta doesn't win anything next season? Do you think it should be his last season? I've tapped out on this manager. I've given up on him. I refuse to entertain any questions and ask me, what does Arteta need to do to see next season? My answer is always going to be, well, Arteta shouldn't be here. I really want him gone on the basis that I think his 6-year cycle has now come to an end. He's done everything he can. He's worked his nuts off. He's spent loads of money. He's entered numerous competitions where he's had chances to win 3 or 4 trophies. He hasn't, since we won the FA Cup in August 2020, he's had more than enough time to build a team, which he's done. He's had more than time to groom players, which he's done. And it's one of the situations right now is that what success has he brought? Well, if you measure success in trophies, it's nothing. But if you want to measure success in anything else, i.e. he's built a side, then that's only semi-success because he still hasn't got a left winger. He's still at 6 and 7s of his left back. He still doesn't know who's his best player, which means it leaves room for Miles Lewis-Skellies to come to the side. But most importantly is that at least if he goes, and I want him to go, that he doesn't leave the club in the state that Arsene Wenger left. And forget the club, because at the end of the day, the club's always going to be strong. When people tend to sort of equate football team with club. Yeah, the football team is the most important thing within a football club. But the football club wasn't in dire straits. Financially, as far as I know, it was still in working order. the merchandise was still, like I said, coming through the turnstile. The money was still being made. Season tickets were being renewed. Yes, the only downside is that they had to charge £200 and something less because we were in the Europa League. But apart from that, the club was not in the dire straits that they're talking about. The team was in dire straits. Now get that right. He should get. If you want to give him credit for turning the team around and getting a better team. But don't you dare say the club was in a terrible state. It wasn't a terrible state. The team was in a terrible state. And that's why fans wanted turn against the club, because their football team was in terrible states. If you want to give him flowers for that, fine. But at the end of the day, you can only say thank you to a man, so much. You can say thank you after the first year, maybe after the second year, but after the third, fourth, and fifth year, and come to the sixth year, sometimes you can say, you know what, you've had your transition period, you have your processes. Now it's time to deliver trophies, and he's had 3 or 4 chances to do that, and that's why it's got to come to an end. So I do not want to participate in any debates. Please don't ask me any questions. What does he need to do next year? Because I'm going to just play a straight bat and say, well, he shouldn't be here, and ask someone else, because I've tapped out this manager. I haven't tapped out the players. Well, not all of them. I've tapped out an Odegaard because I still think, all right, he's got his shoot boots on, but I do think that we can upgrade him. Martinelli tapped out on him. Sorry, I saw enough today. The examples of what annoys me at Martinelli. 3 on goal against Aaron Ramsdale. Everyone says he should play up top. Well, he had a striker's chance. What did he do? Did he put the ball in that? Nah, mate. Ramsdale makes a save. That sums up all the time. It's not just a Martinelli. It's other situations as well where look at the squad, the players we played.
Your audio is bugging out, Kenny. The wind's blowing in it.
Oh, sorry about it. Can you hear Can you hear it now?
Yeah, it's a bit better now. Yeah, that's better.
Yes. Yeah, I'm walking up. Yeah, as I said before, sorry about that to the viewers. Sorry to the viewers. But as I said before, I've tapped out on Martinelli. Benjamin White, I think, should be sold on the basis that we've got a lot of mileage out of him. He's had a fantastic time, but there's better out there. We've got probably a better right back than him. Now we need a better understudy to that right back, and Benjamin White is not it. So these are loads of areas that I want Arsenal to sort of improve on. But most importantly, this season's been shit. Simple, it's been shit. Maybe I'm being a bit of a miserable bastard. Maybe I haven't got over the fact that Spurs won a trophy. Yeah, that's correct. I haven't got over the fact that Spurs won a trophy. But that doesn't mean that's my reasons for wanting Mikel Arteta out. Reason why I want Mikel Arteta to resign or be replaced is because of the fact that his time's up. He's had more than enough time to do what he should do, which is bring trophies. He has more than enough time to sort out our spine, and we've still got more questions and answers. We shouldn't be, after 6 years, talking about we need a striker. We shouldn't be, after 6 years, saying we need a left back. We shouldn't be saying, after 6 years, that we need a left winger. We shouldn't be having these questions. The team should be settled by now. The team should be ready for having trophies. It shouldn't. He's had enough time. He's had enough time in management. 6 years is enough time in management for him to, get us over the line. His time's up. He's not an experienced manager anymore. He's a fully grown, like I said, bona fide manager with 6 years' experience. So he should be delivering the silverware. He should be able to negotiate the big games. He should be able to go to Paris and get us over the line and get us to a final. It's not asking too much. It's not about phases. Look, there's loads of other managers with less experience of him who are getting their teams over the line, who are winning trophies. So stop treating the guy like a novice and treat him like he should be treating him, like a grown-up Belfort manager. Say, you know what, Mickey, thanks for everything. Thanks for the memories. We wish you all the best for the future, but it's time that you left the football club and, continue your career elsewhere. And then we get an experienced manager. We've got an experienced sporting director. So with an experienced sporting director, a new sporting director, why don't you go the whole hog and get a new manager?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've got best in class with the sporting director. So let's get best in class with the manager. Now, but listen, Kenny, it's been a pleasure getting your thoughts all season, my friend. Obviously, we'll be on the podcast tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. Can't wait to that.
And we'll delve into this a little bit more proper season review.
We have to have a season review. Have to. Without said that, it'd be neglectful if we didn't have one.
Oh, 100%. And I know you're out and about and it's busy. Enjoy the rest of your bank holiday Sunday. And, well, it's the bank holiday weekend. It's not a bank holiday officially, but Monday
Yeah.
is. But, yeah, enjoy your night, mate. And, yeah, let's see what the summer brings, mate.
All right. Well, hopefully the summer. Well, you got the World Club Championships on Channel 5 in the UK to watch. I'll be watching that. If you're into women's football, we've got the Women's Euro 2025 in Switzerland, neutral country. Can England retain it? I don't think so. Spain are favourites, but if England part the bus, you never know.
Exactly. Make sure you follow Kenny Chem 1972 on Insta, and we're out. Cronky out.